Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. You're at the spot, the place, where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Did you bring your thinking caps? It's time to put them on, because the conversation starts now.
Yeah.
We go. Welcome to On the Edge with April Mahoney Brains. How are you today? Are you good? I'm counting on you. You're back at the spot, the best podcast on the planet, the place right here where the conversation is pointed, the guests are sharp, and the responses are never dull. Today, we are going to visit with Dr. Kathrine, and that's Kathrine. There's no two E's in that. You better get that right if you're looking for her. We're going to talk about the recalibration field and how she can hold it and find the truth. She knows what we need to be embodied and to how to express that through her work. She's also going to talk about the frequency flow and give us a little example of what that is. I'm excited. I did a little work with her once before. I had a kink in my hip, and next thing I know, it was gone. So we're going to talk about also a little bit of her work in chiropractic. She's got a full container. I can't wait to have her. How you doing, Kathrine?
I'm absolutely fantastic. So good to be here.
Look at that smile. You should have a toothpaste commercial. Beautiful teeth and smile. That's wonderful. So tell
Yeah.
my brains a little bit more about you and how you show up in the world.
Oh my goodness, where do I start? I call myself a multidimensional activator.
Wow.
And I suppose I should probably explain what on earth that is, because that applies to everything that I do in my work and in my service, but it applies to how I live my life as well. So for me, a multidimensional activator is someone who holds a frequency field that helps your system recalibrate on every level, body, energy, spirit, but it does it without any force or without any fixing. It's not something that I do to people.
Hmm.
It's about activating what's already inside you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't do it to them, you do it for them, right?
Yeah. For and with, we're all in this together.
Wow. Brains, there is so much that we don't know about ourselves. We think we know,
Yeah,
or
we do.
is dictated to us by what other people think they know. But getting to know yourself, I'm telling you, it's an inside job and it can be scary. Because when you're dealing to the subconscious mind, you're dealing with about 4, 5 other folks that you've never met before, that you never
Absolutely.
trusted, that you never resonated with. You might have argued with them,
They
but you've
might.
never used them for your benefit.
Yeah.
How do we get in that place? How do we get in that headspace? Everybody goes, oh, you need to meditate and breathe. That's a whole bunch of hoo goo goo goo. People don't, they're not going to start out there. They're not going to start. Where do we begin? What is a good basis for us?
A good start to be able to even talk to those those voices is to become aware of them in the first place. That becomes really clear when you keep saying something or acting in a certain way, but it's not actually in alignment with what you want or where you want to head, and you're noticing that. So it's simple, absolutely simple self-awareness is the very first place to start with any type of thing like that. And I believe that's the start of anyone's journey into something further. That's when they might begin to want to understand more. That's when they might want to start meditating or see a practitioner or reach out and start finding out more about things
Right,
like that.
right. Because
Mm.
I'm telling you, it is really, really cool. Okay, but then you got the fear factor. You got the person that goes, oh, wow, my life was traumatic. I don't want to keep reliving this over and over again. You can rewrite, can't you rewrite the script? Or maybe
Yes, you can.
not rewrite the script, but can you go in and do some edits and alter it? Because if you rewrite the script, then you're not who you are. You're not genuine. That word authentic wears me down. You're not genuine because you're trying to extract something that really made you who you are. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It certainly makes sense.
Mm,
All these aspects, all the subconscious aspects, they've served us at some point in time. That's how they came to be born, if that makes sense. And
mhm.
they're still serving us, even if it's not actually working for us nowadays. We've got to appreciate, who and what and how they are.
Right.
But being able to rewrite the script, I love that idea.
Mhm.
That's what I do. I hold something called the recalibration field.
That's what I was just getting ready to ask you. Perfect segue.
Uh-huh.
What in the world is that? Recalibrate. It sounds like I'm about to go in and get my oil changed.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we won't use that analogy every single time I explain it, but I understand.
Tell us a little bit about the recalibration.
Yeah, so the recalibration field is something that I hold nowadays that has become something that is rich and multi-dimensional. It's so many levels. It's that physical, mental, spiritual, emotional field, and it's where your truth can arise. It's a field that I can hold. So your distortion, all those stories, all the subconscious, and your system can remember how to return to that coherence again. And it's brilliant because it's fast and it's light and it's soul led. And not everyone wants to go back through all the stories. Not everyone wants to relive trauma. It's time to step into this new field where we can allow that distortion just to dissolve.
Wow. And well, that's a tall order. They're putting a lot of faith in you, Catherine, because some people have some heavy duty stuff. And then
Mhm.
you got some people that got some superficial stuff. Um, how do you help recalibrate and adjust the person that feels that they're at the top of their game? We're always dealing with the disenfranchised or the lost or the one that's paying small or the fearful. But how do you work with the power player? Because there is a challenge there with their ego, with their self esteem, with their boldness.
Mm.
You got to keep that in line. You got to keep that in check too.
Mm. I am so incredibly blessed. I work with leaders who are the heads of big community organization.
Mm,
But the ones that are called to work with me are the ones that are already feeling there's a soul led component to what they're doing. They're not just moving through the world with passion and purpose, but they're aligned with their own story of how they've come to be who they are and why they're called to do what they do. And they know there's more to it. They know. So our recalibration sessions, they're just incredible. They're pure manifestation. They choose the next step, the next level of this incredible future they're living. And we recalibrate all those little bits that are bubbling up.
And you really expect for us to embody and embrace that because
Mm.
it's a new normal. It's so different, and it takes some time to settle in. It's like a brand new pair of Doc Martens. You can't just put those suckers on and it be okay. You gotta work it out. You gotta break it in. How do we break it in? How do we get comfortable with that and just, kind of make it seem like our norm?
Yeah, absolutely. I do regular frequency drops.
Mm,
The easiest way to work with this. I've noticed that so many people, and you would have noticed this in the conversations that you have, so many people are aware that there is massive change
mhm.
sweeping the planet. Every country
Ma'am,
is going through something.
yes, ma'am.
People are going through incredible change and tumbling under the waves quite often with it rather than riding and surfing them. And I have noticed that the sensitive ones, the ones that are very aware of what's happening, oh, look, there's a full moon. Oh, look, this is happening. Oh, look, Lee Harris has said this in his, energy update, etc. They're the ones that are being called for that little bit more support. Um, and so even if you don't know what's going on, but you're feeling it, I do a 10-minute activation every single week. You
Mm.
can subscribe to that. It's not just to tell you what's going on, it's to actually activate you into your highest timeline, your highest purpose, your highest version, so you can move with the energies that are going on.
Well, you're going to give me a demonstration of that. But
Mm.
is this something that I would be able to do without your assistant? Would this be something that you give as a gift to your clients so that they are able to activate this frequency once a week for themselves as well?
Absolutely. Anyone can subscribe. It's a WhatsApp group. It's $11 Australian, and you can be part of the group for as long as you want and receive the weekly activations.
Okay, so let me get activated. Let me get the pillow here. Let me
Right, we'll get ourselves comfortable then.
get my charge on, brains. Okay, you gonna watch this live on the
Right.
station.
Well,
Okay, here we go.
brains, you'll be watching this live, but we'll be having our eyes closed.
Right. Okay, perfect.
Warning you all. And in fact, if anyone wants to be part of this process, just make sure you're not, operating heavy machinery or driving for this next little bit.
Okay.
I'll take us into a deep dive. I'll take us into the frequency flow that I did this morning was based on one of Lee Harris's updates for the month of December 2025. It's talking about the fact that 2028 frequencies, and they're very elevated, hallelujah, are coming through now. So that ability to tap into a future that is far different from where you are right now, whilst embodying it all. So I'll take us through a little mini version of that.
Okay. All right.
All right. Feel free, everyone, if you want to close your eyes and breathe. Nice deep breath in through the nose and letting it out through the mouth. Just coming into this present moment, continuing to breathe like that. In the nose and out the mouth. As you gently become that little bit more aware of who you are right now. Nothing from the day or the night is with you now. You are literally just breathing and receiving. You're in this moment. And as I tap into your soul, we all align now with our highest frequency via our very soul, via our higher consciousness. Gently allow that feeling to move through you as if white light is washing over you, around you, and then through every single soul aspect of you. Feel the cells starting to dance. Feel that energy flow. It might be light or tingling or heat. You might feel some emotions. You might feel any sense of feeling a little contracted, expanding out again. That connection with you as source is strong. And now we activate the frequency of 2028. It's elevated, it's clear, it's light, it's bright, it is joy-led and joy-filled. If you're a cup, it is filling you now. You might receive some little nuance, some little emotion or thoughts or feelings or insights as you breathe this in and recalibrate. Knowing that this frequency shifts all. It shifts everything. Your physical body responds. Your emotions shift. Your thoughts, your old patterning. Feel this 2028 moving you through the next few years. Held as this. Light, bright, clear. Recognizing that you have just created a reality by aligning with what was always available within you. And using your breath now just to float and allow any insights, visions, whatever level your body and being wants to speak to you. And then very gently, you're going to come back, knowing that this frequency is yours now. You are activated into it. You're not returning from another space. You are embodied. And so as you gently wiggle your toes and fingers, as you rub your hands together, as you come all the way back, as you're ready to open your eyes, notice how you see the world as this new embodiment. Take your time and come back.
Okay, Brains, let me tell you what I felt. Okay. And I'll be totally honest with you. I can take myself down in hypnosis. When I am being guided or meditated by a third person, there's always been a little bit of resistance from me personally, because I feel as though I don't want to give up control. That wasn't the case this time because I was determined to let myself go and to go into this place. And as I entered into that space, I felt like a hot air balloon with a string. And as Kathrine gave instructions and commands and directions, I felt like she was pulling and tethering me down to reassure me that I wasn't going to get lost, that I wasn't going to lose control, that I was going to be in a safe space. And that's huge. And I wouldn't say you a sack of shit. I tell you the truth. If it didn't work, it didn't work. And it did work. And when I opened my eyes, I felt renewed and my heart beat a little differently, because I was aware. But I allowed myself to do that. See, that's the key. She can say whatever she wants to say. You cannot be hypnotized, put in a trance, relaxed, break trauma, any of that until you are open to that, to receive it. But also, when you open yourself up, you have to be careful as to what enters. Because everything in the universe is not good. I'm not going to lie to you. When you open yourself up, you still have to have a shield of protection. And that's why you need a guide or a facilitator a lot of times to help you, going on these wild adventures and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it doesn't suit you. So when you have someone like Kathrine that is mastering in that, and again, can take you there. Now, you may didn't get it the first time. That's okay. You got to learn to quiet your monkey mind. You got too much activity going on up in there. You got to shut it down. So practice silence and solitude. How would you help a person get into that comfortable space? I mean, your voice inflection is just absolutely magical. And that is, that's a key. That puts you into a trance state because you feel comfortable with that. But what do you say to the person that is on amp? They just can't do it, or they think they can't do it. How do they start?
That would be another construct from the subconscious saying they can't, wouldn't it? Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It's always easier to connect with your body and your breath, to slow your mind down, to give yourself something else to focus on. So many meditations are about breathing and allowing, or just counting, or letting silence do the thing. But to be honest, I feel as if you're being guided, you're fine.
Mhm.
And you might drift away. You might have little thoughts. That's not unusual. It doesn't mean nothing's happening. So sometimes it's the habit of using that breath at the beginning, of feeling what's happening in your body, of just becoming that little more present, as we started at the beginning of this, with a little more time if we had that. We
Mhm.
do a little more of that just to really drop you into that
Right.
self-aware state. Yeah.
The breath is our very first gift.
Mm,
When we come out of utero, the first thing they want us to do is breathe on our
mm,
own.
yeah.
And what is the last thing they say when a person is passed? Oh my gosh, she's taking her last breath.
Yeah.
And what are you doing with the breaths that you're doing in between?
Mm,
Breath work, uh, it's more than a notion.
mm.
That and laughing yoga. Have you ever taken a laughing yoga class?
I have. They're incredible.
They are incredible.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I didn't know I could sit here and laugh for 20 minutes about nothing. Don't get me started. It was, and my stomach was quivering because you're using all of your muscles, but it is a distraction. And why not have a good distraction?
Hmm.
So you came up with this methodology. How?
God. Okay, so for me, I am not a practitioner who does modalities or techniques. I am an embodiment. I am a living initiation.
Mm,
I go through the world as the modality, as the technique, as the field. So everything I've experienced, I've walked from being a straight structural chiropractor to a multidimensional activator.
mm,
So I've had all these experiences that have shown me the way. I've been tapped in with my own higher consciousness, my own soul. That's one of my incredibly privileged abilities. I started out as straight chiropractor. I was seeing 40 clients a week. I was
mm,
loving it. People having incredible results, and yet I was exhausted and starting to feel really emotional.
mm,
And that's when a client mentioned, "Oh, maybe you should go see this psychic." I walk up and I meet this incredible woman, and I start on the journey of energy and higher self connection 25 years ago.
mm,
That was the
mm.
beginning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm. And
So
why do we, but why do we even want to be activated? I'll tell you, no, and I say that in all transparency. Come on now, you know what I'm saying. Everybody's not going to get it.
yeah,
Everybody doesn't want it. It's
yeah,
it's a responsibility.
yeah,
It's a responsibility. We're not doing this for shit and giggles. This
yeah.
is some serious stuff. We're talking about the change of civilization, where we won't even look the same.
Mm,
AI is already creating music and individuals and images and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so just imagine when it gets into, you know, other things, the human design, it really gets and starts to develop emotions and all that kind of stuff.
mm,
But is this really, really necessary for us to maintain,
mm.
or I don't even want to say maintain because we're not even maintaining. It seems like we're
We're
going
evolving.
backwards. Are we? Yeah, I mean, you got to step back before you can step forward. But are we evolving?
Yeah. Oh, God, we certainly are. And you had the key word at the beginning, responsibility.
Mm,
It is our responsibility. It's our ability to respond. As
mm,
life is showing us so much of whatever illusion we might have been harboring, so many structures that might not be working in our lives, in the way we are, think, or in society. We want the ability to respond. We want the responsibility.
okay.
And there are people who are leading the way with that, who are truly seeing what's possible rather than let's just work through this stuff so we can survive. It's just
Right,
like,
right, right,
let's fly, let's create.
right.
Mm,
Instead of giving that person a fish, you're
mm,
teaching them how to fish.
absolutely.
And so, brains, but you got to be ready and you got to do the work.
Mm,
It's an inside job. You have to do the work.
mm.
Catherine is going to be there again as a facilitator, as a guide. She has a special gift. She's been beamed up. Well, I mean, lack of a better term, she has, and that's fine. But she has made herself accessible, and she has grounded herself to love on you and to give you these different modalities because she could have still been doing adjustments. Absolutely, and people felt fine, but she wanted to take it to the cellular level, to your genomics, to your DNA, so that you can end this generational trauma. Because when we go through the portal to the next phase, all this stuff is going to be obsolete. It's obsolete. And
Mm.
I know it, and Catherine knows it. We felt it. We felt it. And is it unnerving? For me, absolutely. For her, it's second nature. But for me, it's like, okay, but it's because I put an expectation on myself instead of just going with it, flowing with it, and letting source energy direct me, guide me, and give me my instructions. I want to just be me in control. And you can't control this. Am I right or wrong? Don't start laughing at me, girl. You know I'm right.
I know you're right.
It's crazy. We want to control everything, but you
Yeah.
can't control everything. They got cars that's driving themselves. You know,
Absolutely.
you can't control everything. So,
Yeah.
what do you say to the narcissist? Because the narcissist, people say there's no hope for them, and they're always so righteous, self-righteous, and they never take accountability for anything or responsibility.
Yeah.
How are we going to work with them?
How do I work with them? Look, I believe that the narcissist is a build-up, a construct of
Mm,
such incredible low self-esteem,
mm,
of generational trauma that is expressing itself through how this person is acting, through how the ego has taken over, through where they've lost sight and light of who they truly are. It's not to say that we shouldn't have healthy boundaries around anyone who's behaving like that. But if you think about that healthy boundary is something this big, and you think about seeing them as more than that, just a possibility, because people respond either up or down to your own
right,
expectations.
right, right, right.
So if you widen, if for me, I come into the full depth and breadth and frequencies of the recalibration field,
Mm,
it allows more.
mm.
It simply allows more.
So just expand your capacity, brains.
Mm,
Expand your bandwidth. Give
mm,
that person just a little bit more on each side, a
yeah.
little bit of wiggle room. That's
Mm.
beautiful. Kathrine, what do your clients have to look forward to when they work with you?
Well, there's various sessions and modalities and all sorts of stuff that I offer. What they look forward to every single time is to come back to the truth of who they are as everything else dissolves. But that truth gives them the knowing of the next steps in their very own lives, of what they can do without all that distortion, without all the subconscious in the way. So they feel really light, they feel connected, they feel expanded, and they feel empowered to take action based on that rather than the old stories or beliefs or physical things that they might have come in to see me with, if that makes sense.
Brains, it's like having a neurological colonic. They just clean it out. And then they go in and they reprogram you with some NLP, okay? And some self-love and self-awareness. And the truth will set you free. That's
Hallelujah.
that's great. So um, I want to ask you some fun questions. Okay.
Okay.
Um, if you weren't doing this type of work,
Mhm.
just whimsical, what else would you be doing?
I'd be dancing.
Dancing. What kind of dancing?
I'd be doing any partner dance you can think of. I would be dancing. It's one of
Uh,
my soul's highest expressions is to move through the world dancing.
really? I'm gonna hook you up to my last interview. Everybody's connecting. He does this transcendental dance. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
he's a facilitator. So I'm gonna hook you up with him. He's a really nice guy. If you were an appliance in the kitchen of all places, what appliance would you be and why?
I would have to be the Thermomix because it can do anything.
A lot of people want to be the Thermomix, but I opt to be the trash can
Why?
because I want to be the place where you dispose of the things that no longer serve you.
Oh,
I want
oh,
to I want to be the place where you can recycle and renew.
mm.
I want to be the thing that you take out often and regularly.
Ooh, ooh.
I want to be the thing that you take great pride into cleaning and making smell good.
April, you have given a lot of thought to this. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not going to waste my space on the planet. I don't care if I'm a garbage can or a podcaster, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm serving a hot dog or the Queen of Sheba, whoever I show up to be that day, I want to live it to the highest and greatest good. Absolutely. Now,
Love it.
what is your spirit animal? What do you align with?
The wolf.
The wolf.
Mm.
Mm. I get a couple wolves. Why do you like to be a wolf?
I think they're a pack animal and they're always looking out for each other. And that just really, really resonates. I keep saying again and again, particularly nowadays, we're all in this together.
Mhm. Yeah.
Really work. Yeah.
I've always been the elephant, but now I think I want to be a poodle.
I've never heard of that as a spirit animal. Well, go for it.
You know what? Again, love is by design. I think I want to be a poodle. It's something about their uh their presence, their ambiance, their stature. I don't care if they're a miniature or if they are a standard. They carry themselves a certain way, and when you, unfortunately, if you have a poodle, you let the poodle take charge. The poodle walks you, you don't walk the poodle. So I think, yeah, I think that I would do that. I've always kind of wanted to be an elephant too, because again, like you, they are pack animals. They're beautiful, they're great mothers, they never forget, they're strong. So it just depends on what day it is of what I'm doing. If you could travel in time, go back to the past, stay here in the present, project to the future, where are you landing?
Oh my goodness. I think, you know what, after having just done the 28 frequency flow there, I'd go to 2028. It felt incredible.
Yeah,
It really did.
it felt light because, again, all of this confusion and kerfufflery,
Mhm. Yeah.
but it's the distractions. And
Hmm.
that's what it is. How do we stay focused?
Well, that's why I created frequency flow for one thing. It
Absolutely.
really is. There's a need for that now for all of us to receive.
And as parents, we have such high demands on our children. We put a lot of stress and a lot of pressure on them, but they don't know what they don't know. And again, they're in this, and you're seeing all of these children that are neurodivergent. And then you see their parents figuring it out at 40 or 45 that they've had the same type of condition. There's a lot of people that are dying with dementia and autism and Alzheimer's. I really believe that they are kind of in a holding pattern.
Mm.
I know that sounds weird, but it's a place where they're untouchable to a degree. We don't know exactly how to get to them, and they don't know exactly how to get out of where they are. It's too many people. It's too
Yeah.
many people. And so, again, when you look at individuals or you have a child or you find that you have this difference within, give yourself some grace.
Oh, yeah.
I can be special. I can be different because
Absolutely.
everything is changing. Everything is changing. The
We
weather,
think we
the
can.
food, the finance, your friendships. Again, you got to dispose of the things that no longer serve you, or you got to put it in a Vitamix and blend it up and make it into something else.
We think we came here to be the cycle breakers, but the generation before going through the dementia journey and the generation after who are showing neurodivergent tendencies on whatever level, they're teaching us how to be different in the world. They really are, you know? It's incredible to watch the generations do that.
So, Brains, Catherine is going to share with us an excerpt, a reading from an anthology that she contributed to. Lead us into that, please, Catherine.
Okay. The name of the book is Words That Change the World. It's inspiring messages of hope, courage, and the power of the human spirit. It's actually 111 authors from 11 countries in one book.
Wow.
For me, yeah, I was going to write something completely different, but this is what came out, and it's raw and it's real, and it's a message for all the people who are going through all sorts of stuff nowadays. That as they feel like things are breaking down, there's actually a breaking through that's happening, and your soul knows the way. So I'll read that out now. Your soul knows the way throughout the lonely nights, yearning for connection, juggling your child's needs with your own, when grief rushes over you in a tidal wave, struggling to make sense of a lost marriage, dreams shattered. And yet, the love, the wholeness, the reality that has just been torn asunder, it's waiting to be reclaimed. And your soul knows that this is the way. This path, however hard it is right now, is the one that will bring you back home to you, your light, your unique, vibrant, authentic self. The parts of you that simply can't pretend any longer, Those parts where you've compromised, forgotten, dishonored, your soul is reclaiming them now. So trust this process because the embodiment you've been yearning for something more, for yourself, for your child, is here. The light is already shining through the cracks you're feeling, even if all you're feeling right now is the cracks. You're coming home, not to who you were before, but to who you were always meant to be. Your soul has been leading you. This quiet truth is rising from deep within. A homecoming, a becoming, a return to your light. Every experience right now is showing you how to create the life that was always meant for you. Richer, fuller, deeper than your widest imaginings. And in this becoming, you stand in the beauty, strength, and freedom of knowing. Your soul knows the way, and you are walking it.
Brains, all I ask that you do is tiptoe. Don't stomp through it. Tiptoe. Thank you, Kathrine. I believe it. So tell my brains how to get in contact with you, Kathrine. I'd love for them to be activated, reactivated, recalibrated, all of that stuff, brains. Go in and get your mental oil change.
Actually, I've got a free frequency flow on my website. That's the
Wow.
easiest way. That's embodiedalchemy.com.au. And you can find me on the socials just under Embodied Alchemy as well. Nice and easy.
I'm going to put all of your information there in the back. We're going to play this over and over again. If you didn't get it, replay it. Sometimes it takes one, two, three times, and then you're going to have an epiphany, an aha moment, and I'm telling you, you're going to be hooked because I'm hooked on the quantum physics. I'm hooked on the frequency, the recalibration, the flow, all of that. So thank you so much for the work that you do, Kathrine. And we will definitely follow you. Love, like, and share. Brains, go in, love, like, share, and subscribe here on the edge. Love, like, share, and subscribe. Raise those numbers. It costs you nothing to get up in here. At least you could pay attention. All right. I love you from the bottom of my socks. My heart just isn't deep enough. Have a good day, Brains.